stay fly.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Adrian Nyce. Welcome to another episode of Mouthinout. Right now, we have another beautiful guest in the hot seat. Right now, I'm here with
Dariany Santana.
in the motherfucking building.
Yes, we're in a building.
So I have the wonderful, beautiful, magnificent.
Okay, give me all the adjectives.
Look, you deserve them because, like I was saying earlier, I was going down a rabbit hole of just all you've done, and that's amazing.
Thank you. I'm very lucky. I've had such a dope, fun career. I mean, I just kind of curated it. I literally am like, oh, I want to do this.
And you just started doing it.
And then I do it.
So before we get into that, let's kind of start with your background. You're from.
I was born and raised in Jersey, Elizabeth, New Jersey. And Cuban. Both my parents are Cuban.
What isn't there something going on with Cuba, or has been going on?
There's a lot going on in Cuba, and it's been going on for 62 years. I won't make this super political, but yeah. So protests started in Cuba, which is a really big deal because it's a communist dictatorship. So as opposed to us, who can protest, that is not a right they have. They
To
can't
protest.
No, they can't protest. They can't even speak
Wow.
against the government. You will be jailed. They have really high. There's just a lot of ramifications if you speak out against the government in any capacity. So the fact that there are actual protests in Cuba is
Happening.
great. It's huge. It's been a very emotional thing for me because although I was born here, I'm Cuban.
Facts.
I've felt like the struggles of Cuba my whole life. But anyway, so that's why I did a protest a couple weeks ago. Like we've been protesting here in the States and all over the world to show not only support for the Cubans in Cuba, but also to potentially have other countries kind of interject and help in whichever way. It's kind of
What are they protesting for? Like, is there something? I mean, just all of the dictatorship, all of
yeah,
bullshit.
they're just over. I mean, there's a lot of controversy in even answering that question because some people will be like, they're protesting because they want, better stuff for COVID. And I think there is validity to that.
Yeah,
COVID is definitely on the island, but it's definitely not just that. It's been a dictatorship for 62 years. They want their freedom. I mean, the hashtag and the thing that they preach is patria y vida, which means like land and life, but it really just means like liberty to live your life.
They want that freedom to do whatever they want to do. For sure. And so you have a sister.
I have a sister.
Twin sister.
14 months younger.
14 months younger?
Yeah, a lot of people think we're twins, but she's 14
Oh,
months
y'all
younger.
look just alike. That is crazy.
Yeah.
So 14, is that your only sibling, or?
Yes, we are the Santana sisters. It is just us two.
And so she is also in the entertainment industry, correct?
Yes, she's an actress, but she's not more importantly, but more impactfully. She is a mental health advocate and a spoken word artist.
Okay.
She has bipolar, and she's just very vocal about her struggles with mental illness and anxiety, depression, all these things. So she not only goes to schools and talks about it and does a lot of goes into speeches and stuff like that, but she also does spoken word based on that, and she's no bias. She's just so dope.
So in the household of the Santanas, what was it like growing up?
A lot.
In New Jersey, what was it like over there?
There's a lot.
Give me the brief.
A lot is the only word because my mom's relatively chill. My dad is the opposite of chill.
Oh, wow. So there always has to be a balance. Someone got to be strict. Somebody got to be.
Yeah. So there's just always. It was never a dull moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you were you guys inspiring to be on camera or anything like that growing up? Was that always a thing in the family?
100 million%. Literally since we were kids, my sister and I, we would do sketches and do videos. We were also in dance classes. What I grew up to be, no one was like, wow, I can't believe it. It was like, duh.
But why do you think y'all chose that direction? Why not, I don't know, music or painting, or just why do you think y'all chose?
I mean, I did do visual arts as well growing up. I was in the gifted and talented program for visual arts.
Good.
Mm-hmm. still flexing that from the sixth grade.
Sixth
But
grade.
anyway, it's
Just
innate.
gravitated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was like no option. I've always been like a very outgoing person. I mean, I didn't know I wanted to be a TV host as a kid.
Yeah,
I
fact.
just knew I always knew I wasn't going to have regular 9 to 5. That wasn't even a feasible option for me as a kid.
What did your parents want you to be like?
Nope, they're so
certain things?
supportive.
Oh wow,
I didn't grow up. My parents are the truth.
that's what's up.
My parents are the absolute truth. I didn't grow up with like the no, you should be a lawyer. I mean, they would be like, you'd be a great lawyer. Like they would say stuff like that.
Yeah.
But my parents are so fucking supportive. Even to this day, like, a couple weeks ago I was like feeling down and I called my dad and I was like, it's hard because now I'm pursuing acting now. I'm moving more in that direction. So I'm low key starting fresh. And he's like, you're gonna be like he doesn't have time for me to doubt myself. Like
You got it.
Which I'm so grateful for because
Hell yeah.
I can't doubt myself as a result. I never had
especially
that,
in this industry.
Yeah, and I never had that. People are always like, I have to prove people wrong, and people who said I couldn't do it. No, it's actually the adverse. I'm like, I can't let these people down. They really believe in me. Yeah,
and they want to see you succeed for sure. So, like in high school, were you guys in the plays or at all, or?
Yeah, I was in the plays in high school. We also did in middle school. I started the Latin dance group because I was a dancer.
You started,
which still exists, by the way.
Because of you.
Still exists. And I say that because that's so fucking cool. I was at a wedding and my old Spanish teacher was there and I was so excited to see her. And she was like, yeah, Mama, the Latin dance group still exists. I started crying. Because I was just like, something I started when I was 11, 12 years old that I was so passionate. Anyway, it's cool. Anyway, but in high school, I would do all the talent shows and we won a bunch of talent shows. And I was kind of an overachiever.
Oh, so you was popping back in the day too.
She's like, bro, I do not take life for granted. It's not even like an ego thing. It's not like I'm the greatest. No, I think life is great, and I'm here to fucking live it. My fucking grandparents didn't escape communist Cuba for me to live a mediocre life.
Talk about it.
That's really it. Like I need to live in a way that makes my ancestors be like, yeah, everything we went through was worth it.
You only got one life. Let's talk.
Well, I do believe in reincarnation, but that's a whole other conversation.
The next interview, we'll tap on. So there's this restaurant,
yes,
Cha Cha Cha,
yes,
that you're co-owner of,
yes,
and that's in
Jersey.
Let's talk about that. How was that started? Yeah.
So what happened was, my dad always kind of talked about opening a Cuban restaurant because we are so Cuban and we're a family of foodies. It was just always something he talked about. And then when I was 25, 6 years ago, somebody came to him with an opportunity to take over this restaurant, and he came to me just to ask me for money, like if I wanted to invest. And I was like, yes, but I don't just want to be like a silent investor. Like I want to be co-owner. I want to, curate the menu and do all the things and be half the brain. So that's what happened. And we've almost 6 years that we've been open. The beginning was a shit show. Was a disaster. Because I worked at a restaurant for one day, and my dad owns a laundromat before that. So, yeah, just a disaster. But now we're killing it.
Does so can everybody in your family cook? Has that always been a thing?
Okay. So
not a lot of people can cook.
No,
look,
I laugh because for a long time my sister couldn't cook, and she was like the black sheep cooking in the family. Yeah, like she she'd get like so stressed out when she would cook.
Oh man.
So she's the one that cooks the least. Now she can cook. She just isn't like us in the sense of like I'll go to your house right now and I'll cook whatever you have in your fridge. I'm gonna make something. But no, yeah, now we all cook. But right now at the restaurant, my dad runs it. My mom works there, and my sister actually works there on the weekends.
Fire. Okay, so what sparked the move out here to LA?
So, LA was always kind of an option because of what I do. I always knew it was New York or LA.
I was about to say New York's right there, or Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? No.
The humidity. Thank you so much, Atlanta, for everything you've given us, but
no.
I lived with my family until I was 27 because I'm Cuban. And that's normal. I'm not a loser. Cubans, that's what we do. We're like, it's Italians do it too.
That's true.
They would just don't leave. Like, also, if I called my mom right now and I was like, I'm coming back, they would push my grandma out of my bed and be like, she's coming back. Anyway,
And you're not leaving.
sorry.
Moving
Moving
to LA.
Okay.
Why did you move to LA?
First of all, I was like, I opened the restaurant with my dad. I felt like I made his dreams come true. I feel like my sister had kind of settled down. I feel like I did all of these things because I wanted to make sure everybody was good. I'm the older sister. I'm a control freak.
Gotta take care of everybody.
That's who I am. I was like, I need to leave the nest. I need to leave the nest. I cannot just wait for this next gig that's going to force me to move. I need to move. So yeah.
And so when you moved, you were already, on TV doing things and stuff like that.
But I didn't have a job.
Got you.
Per se, I was freelancing with Dish Network, which is a job I had for a really long time. But I was like, I'll figure it out. Within a month of moving, I booked my first job.
Really? What was that?
It's called What's Good in Your Hood. It's a food travel show. I go to some restaurants in different hoods with a celebrity from the hood. It was an amazing show. I love it. It's gonna come back in some other way because it was just so great.
No, you've been a part of a lot of things. You were part of stuff on Revolt TV.
Mm-hmm.
You just said Dish Studio.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're with Fuse.
Mm-hmm.
What's the show with Fuse?
So the
Struggle
show I have
Gourmet.
on Fuse is called Struggle Gourmet. Yeah. That so it's a cooking show where it's me and a celebrity guest, and I cook like their favorite struggle meal growing up. Everything from like ramen to pizza to fish sticks, right? We make the basic, the cheap, fast, whatever. And then I make like the most bougie gourmet version. So I'll make like a $450 ramen or like yeah. With like, and it's not just that it's more expensive, but we use like really dope ingredients. Like really expensive, like a $200 balsamic vinegar. But it's fun. It was a really fun show to shoot.
And so, okay, so do you know what an elevator pitch is?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, you'd be surprised at people who don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint a picture, okay? And so within this picture, within the scenario, what I want you to do is you're going to talk to the fans. You have 1 minute to talk to the fans, and I want you to pitch your show to them. Pitch why they should watch your show.
Got it.
Okay? So here's a scenario. Let's say we're at a big award show, like something as equivalent to like the Oscars or the Emmys or something like that. All eyes are on you. Okay? You have 1 minute. Everybody's glued to their TVs. You have 1 minute to talk to them why they should watch your show, Struggle Gourmet.
All right. Struggle Gourmet. I mean, if you are like me and a lot of other people, like, the struggle meals, it's something that is nostalgic and you love it, like ramen or Easy Mac, because it's fast to make, brings you back to your childhood, and it tastes delicious. Okay, so we take that meal, right, and then we just blow it up to the most gourmet, bougie, elaborate version of that same meal. But it's not just me, although I am quite charismatic, so it would be quite a joy to watch me. It's me and a celebrity. It's an artist, a comedian, so it's been a minute. So you should definitely watch it because it's fun. You get to learn about food. You get to learn about the artist. It's very comical as well.
It is.
It's a good time. Watch it.
Professional. Professional.
Thanks, guys. This is so good for my self-esteem.
So say, we have viewers that are watching, tapping in. Let's just say they come across this interview. How can they tap in with you? How can they watch the show? When does it come on, et cetera, et cetera?
The show is on Fuse. I think right now, I feel like the best way to watch it is on the Fuse app. Like that's what I do on my TV. I just download the Fuse app and watch it. Some episodes are also on YouTube too. If you're a lazy piece of shit and you just want to watch it on YouTube, that's Knock Your Socks Off. And if you want to connect with me as a human, follow me on Instagram at Dariany Santana and Twitter at It's Dariany. Oh, and TikTok too. And even though you know what though. Yeah, because TikTok be doing too much. Yesterday I posted a video because I found a weed plant on the floor, and it was very funny.
Too many blocks.
And they be blocking everything. Like, first of all, this is not illegal. I'm in LA. It's a godforsaken plant.
Facts.
They're always. I don't know if you've ever seen my DMs of the Week segment.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just lovely work that I do. It's me reading, discussing DMs that I get from guys. Whatever. They're always deleting it too. I'm like, it's comedy.
YouTube post that stuff on.
That's a good idea.
Follow
me on TikTok.
And just go ahead and spell out your name just so they know.
Dariany. Dariany. Last name Santana.
Boom. That was actually really good. You can tell you're professional. So let's go ahead and do some name drops. Who's been on the show?
Polo G, Ruby Rose. I'm having a
24K Golden.
24K Golden. Thank you for helping me because my brain is a fart.
Trippy Red.
Trippy Red. Thank you so. Yo, thank
Freddie
you
Gibbs.
for Freddie Gibbs. That was my favorite episode. Freddie's episode was great. We made it was a roast duck ricotta pizza with fig. It was so motherfucking good.
No.
But yeah.
How many episodes do y'all have out?
I think it was 10.
Nice. So
yeah,
like a full season.
Yeah, it was full season.
Gotcha. And you also do stand-up comedy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
How did that come about?
So much motherfucking fun. Couple people over the years, people sparingly would tell me to do it, and I'm like, yeah, sure, but I never really considered it until 2 years ago. I was like, oh, I should do this.
Mm-hmm.
This is something I've never done. This is something that's scary as shit. So I literally said it out loud, and 2 weeks later, I got a call being like, hey, do you want to do like a stand-up storytelling thing at UCB? And I was like, yeah, for sure. For hunt like that. Say less. I hung up the phone and I was like, now I have to do it. And ever since I did it, I need to do more of it. I definitely need to do more. You know, I do a lot of shit, so it's hard to. No, it's not. I'm going to do more. I'm going to do more. But it's so much fun. I love it so much.
And I mean, you use your comedic side and your talk shows and everything too, because it definitely comes out, which helps with the entertainment and stuff. So you can definitely
for sure. There. But I think I'm my most authentic self when I do stand up. I am in general unapologetically myself, but like on stage even more. And it's just the best.
What was your first time like on stage? Your first time doing comedy? Were you scared?
Oh, I shit my pants before every time. Every time. It's every time. Nothing is more scary.
Damn.
Nothing is more scary.
Did you get booed or were they laughing? Was it just like, she's like, I didn't get booed, y'all. Yeah.
They fucked with the girl. No, I was so flat. I talk a lot of shit, but I was so humbled and flattered. And I was just so grateful. Like, I'm like, oh, they love it. Cause I do love entertaining people. Like it really just fulfills my soul. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, it was so much fun. And it was dope the first time I did it because it was at UCB. If you guys don't know what UCB is, it is like the most popular improv school, but they have a bunch of schools and it's like a big place to perform. Anyway, behind me, they had like a teleprompter. So I had pictures. So when I would talk about something, the pictures would come up and it was just so much more fun.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Is that so you wouldn't forget, or is it just like
no, it was just part of the experience. So like
got you.
What I did, the first thing I did was the story of my name Dariany, where it came from. So I had just reference pictures, baby pictures. I said
that's actually fire.
It was so dope. I think all stand up. I wish I could do all stand up like that because it makes it so much funnier when you're talking about something. You'd be like, well, this is what I'm referencing.
The experience. So you do you have management, an agent?
Yes. I'm signed to WME. Mm-hmm. For hosting.
For hosting.
Yes.
Not other stuff, or just do you have other agents for that stuff?
Nope. That's it. Just them.
Since you do have an agent and agency agent, and a lot of actors, hosts, people trying to break in the industry, can you kind of just talk about like, do you need an agent or the benefits of having one type, you know what I'm saying?
So for hosting in particular, I had an agent for a while. The thing is first of all, no one's going to hustle harder than you are for you. So even I'm signed to WME, which is literally the biggest agency in the world. And I say that only to say that although they're great and they get me a lot of shit, struggle or may, I got myself. Yeah. The show that I'm shooting right now, I got myself. Wow. What's great about them though, the reason I really wanted to have management is I don't want to negotiate contracts. I like people to like me. I don't want to be like, nah, my guy, I need more money. I don't want that. So not to mention, I'm nowhere near as educated in that. Like, I don't know all of like the fine print. I don't want to read that.
Just go talk to my manager.
So that's the thing. They can be the bad guy.
Yeah.
So, but it's also important to remember, until you're like huge, like don't just sit back and wait for it to happen. You still gotta hustle. You still gotta do your things, because there's just no one, not ideally, but who's gonna hustle harder than you for you?
Nobody. And And if you're not hustling for yourself, why would that other person, you know what I'm saying? If you're not even willing to do it.
Correct.
Type stuff.
Absolutely correct.
And so you've done like red carpet interviews and stuff like that. How is that because of your agency or agent or?
No. So I started doing red carpets with Dish Network.
Yeah.
And the reason I got that, a lot of stuff, I don't want, it's funny. I say it falls in my lap, but it doesn't really fall in my lap. You have to be prepared and do all these
I
things.
don't know. You speaking into existence and
it.
getting calls and stuff, you know?
But that's it. Like, next time you see me, it's going to be on your TV. I'm going to be doing a huge movie.
Ooh.
Like, but that's,
Ooh.
but who is more powerful in my life than me? Don't worry. I'll wait. No, I won't. Nobody. Like, I have so much, and I'm saying this as like, please listen, because I want you to have the same obnoxious confidence that I have. Anyway, but the reason I got with Dish Network is I decided to be a TV host.
Yeah.
And then I met someone in a freaking music video. And I was like, I want to be a TV host. And they were like, you know, I actually have this company. And if you want, you can do our interview junkets for us. Like, we can't pay you,
Wow.
but it's a great way for you to build your reel. And I was like, say less. And that's how I started. And then I think it was like the third or fourth time I met this guy. And he was like, you know what? I should hook you up with Dish Network. I know the dude who runs it. The first day. This is how I know that I was meant to do it. My audition for them. They're like, hey, this is like going to be our audition. We need you to do this thing for HBO Latino. It's a night with Carlos Santana. And I lost it. My name is Santana, to remind you. First of all, I love Carlos Santana.
Yeah.
I grew up listening to Santana. Like, my parents always played him. He's a living legend and also a perfect human. But he's like my uncle, unofficially. So anyway, that was my first job with them. And it was perfect. And I've been working with them pretty much ever since. And but that literally, that happened because I did this and this and this and this. It was never like, there's a thing with being a TV host is there is no A to Z. It's different, I guess, if my dad was like the CFO of Bravo or E. That's not the, I didn't have any connections. I had to make them myself. But it all happens from me saying yes to one thing and another thing and,
So, I mean, since you have been kind of focused more on like the hosting stuff, have you not gotten offers for acting or stuff like that? And if you have, how do you, what made you decide to take it, not take it type thing?
Well, that's like starting now. Because
Gotcha.
for a long time I was like, I'm a TV host and I want to do this and I've done it. But now I know that the natural progression of my career is to do acting. Because I like fell so in love with comedy. I'm like, duh, like I should be doing comedic acting. It's funny. I really didn't. I almost feel silly that I didn't. You know what it is? It's because my sister's the actress. So I was like, no, that's her thing.
But I mean, y'all might could be in a movie together.
Say less. Say it. No, say more.
It's coming soon. Coming soon.
Exactly.
I also saw you did an interview with Manny Pacquiao. That is my guy. I'm a big fan of boxing. Two interviews. So can you just kind of elaborate on the interview?
Boxing is the only sport that I truly fucks with. And he is another legend.
Yes.
And just a wonderful human. That was through Dish. The first one I did was actually at his house. I went to his house in LA. That was such a fun day, bro. First of all, if you want to watch it on my YouTube, I have a whole vlog on it. But it was such a fun day. So I show up to his crib, right? And there's like easy 47 Filipinos there.
Yeah.
His whole crew, his whole entourage, and they're lovely. They're like, hi, taking pictures, whatever. Like, they're just great. So Manny's nowhere to be found, and they're like, oh, you'll know when Manny's coming down because he'll throw his slipper down. And I was like,
what?
All right. So he comes down, whatever. We're doing the interview. He's lovely, of course. And there's the kitchen's over there, and I see there's a chef cooking, and I say in my head, I'm like, I'm not leaving here until I get to eat with Manny Pacquiao.
Hey.
So the interview's over, and I'm like, well, that food just smells so good, Manny. He's like, oh, you want to eat? I was like, if you insist, Mr. Pacquiao.
I saw that picture of y'all sitting at the table and everything.
That was my first time having Filipino food, too. I was like,
wow.
What a perfect way to, like, pop my Filipino food cherry. So it was him at the head table, me. And then to the left of me is the drummer from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like,
wow.
So random.
Just in there.
So random. And just a bunch of Filipinos. Mind you, his
random.
breakfast is like 5,000 calories. I remember the dish like it was yesterday.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It was a great day. It was just like one of those moments that I'm like, yeah, I live the best life.
So you have a new show?
Yeah, so right now I'm working on a show called Wags to Riches. It's about animals. That's why I said
Wags
wags.
to Riches.
Yeah, so it's an animal entrepreneur show. So it highlights people who work with animals in different capacities. So like I did an episode with this lady who does goat yoga. There was a fourth and fifth generation sheep shearers. So I like sheared an alpaca. A dog fashion show with a guy who designs streetwear for dogs. I mean, just like a bunch of such cool jobs. So yeah, that was really fun for me because I love animals. And it's cool to step outside of food and just have fun.
These networks or production companies, they're coming to you guys and casting you, or are you coming up with concepts and then I guess pitching them and then they pick it up? Or
it can go both ways. But
Gotcha.
this one, remember I told you about the show What's Good in Your Hood, the first show that I booked. So the person that was like the executive producer of that show put me on to this show because the production company head and him are cool. And they were like, we want a host who's really fun and funny and ideally an entrepreneur. And he was like, I got the perfect
the one.
So we talked and it's been such a great experience. I shoot my last episode on Tuesday. I'm riding horses. And
when does it drop? Is there like
best thing? I don't know. Okay. I don't know. It's on Million Stories, which Million Stories is actually, they're a nonprofit that talks about like financial literacy. So that's why the show is about entrepreneurs, because not only is it fun, but we do talk about like how to grow your business and all of these things. So it is also educational. So it's going to live on their YouTube channel, but I don't know when. I don't know those details.
No, it's cool. Just be on the lookout. Y'all stay tapped in with her Instagram. She might post something about it soon, whenever.
Will. I have so many great pictures of animals.
So we're gonna hop into a little game. It's called Box of Unanswered Questions. Okay, so I don't actually have a box, but we're gonna pretend that there's a box, and we're gonna test your acting abilities. Okay.
All right.
So there's a box right here. I'm gonna hand you the box. Okay. So you take the box. Now, so there's questions in the box. You don't need your mic yet. You can continue to. There's questions in the box. You're gonna shake the box. Gonna shake. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. So now we're gonna pick a question out. Yep. Pick it, and you're gonna hand it over. Boom. She didn't look at the question. A lot of people look at the question and they have to put it back in for another one, but you didn't. Okay. So here's the first question. This is a very controversial topic. A lot of celebrities have weighed in on it. And now we're going to get your opinion on this. Okay. Are you ready? Is the earth flat or round?
It seems as though by your hat that it is round.
It is round? Okay.
Yeah.
But can it be like still circular but flat?
I really don't think so.
No?
No.
Proof. How do you know?
I mean, pictures. I think
how
if
you
understand how oceans
Photoshop?
work.
Okay.
Also, I am not a scientist. So you know what? I don't fucking know. You know what? Maybe flat earthers are right. Listen, I got a lot of shit to argue about. It ain't that. Because you know what? Let's say the earth is flat. How's that going to impact my life? That ain't going to impact my life. Let's say it's flat. Then it's flat.
So,
what am I going to do? Have a conversation with Elon Musk about it and we're going to fly and figure it out? What am I going to do?
That is very possible, but... So, okay, but you're going to stick... It's round.
Yeah. Well, especially because, like, the other planets are round. I feel like it's really on brand for planets
Thank
to
you.
Be round.
The first one... Go ahead. No, because nobody really has a concrete way of proving, but what I always say, what you just said.
Like, have you seen the moon?
You can look into a telescope with your own two eyes.
Yeah.
Every other planet's circular.
Yeah, like why would ours be flat? Like
exactly.
What?
She's fucking smart. I like you.
Brilliant.
I like you a lot. Okay, so we're back in the box. Next question. Back in the box. We're shaking up. We got to shake it up first. Shaking it up. Shake. Yep. Flip it. Yep. Okay, so picking the next question. Oh, you looked at it. Yeah. Now, nope. You looked at it. So now we need the next. So, yep. We're going to. There we go. Boom. Okay. Next question. Okay. Do you know what a parkway is?
Like the parkway in New Jersey?
Like a road. It's a road, but it's not a highway and it's not a street, but it's like a
Yeah, in Jersey we call it like you drive on the parkway. Like I'm exit 138 off the parkway.
exactly. So,
Okay.
but you know what one is.
Yeah.
Okay, so boom. Why do we drive on parkways, but park in
Driveways.
driveways? Yes.
There is so much wrong with the English language. Like there is an astounding amount that is wrong with the English language. And if I could talk to just whoever thought of
Create
so
the
much,
word, yeah.
there's so much silent K's. Would fuck you, literally fuck you. I again, I have such a bone to pick with English in general.
Yeah.
Like
Any
it's
thoughts to
so
it?
much.
Just-
Why? No, it doesn't
No,
make sense. No, some
doesn't.
things just don't make sense, and there's just throw logic out the window.
We just gotta roll with
and
it.
That's it. And
Okay.
again, like the English language, like I feel so bad sometimes when I speak to a person who doesn't speak English, they're an immigrant, and I see them struggling, and I'm like, well, my heart goes out to you because this shit don't make sense.
So is it? But isn't English the easier language
No,
to? Oh,
Spanish
it's not.
is way easier to learn.
Wow.
Spanish is phonetic, so if something is written out, you read it the way it's written.
Supposed to.
Whereas English is
Fucked up.
they
Excuse
just
me.
be making shit up. Like there's no rhyme or reason.
Okay.
So yeah,
All right, we got one
it's
last
just
question.
nonsense.
I want to test your smarts one more time. Yep. Okay, here we go. Oh, so you're familiar with Star Wars, right? You don't have to be a nerd about it or anything,
Okay,
but you know what
because I'm not.
the movies are. I'm not either, but
Okay,
you know what the movies are,
sure.
and you know what Star Wars is. Takes
Yeah.
place in space.
Yes.
Okay. So now me and you were very aware that there is no gravity in space. Okay. There's no gravity. There's no oxygen. Okay. So why? I want you to give me your opinion. What you think? Why? Why in the movies, when the starships, the ships that fly through space, when they're destroyed, the pieces sink.
Cool.
They sink instead of just, floating in the air. That's
a great question, and I feel like Steven Spielberg would probably be better suited to answer it. I would just go with it just looks cooler.
Do you think there's a reason, or do you think they're like fucked up, or do you think?
I think a lot of movies lack scientific backing, especially ones in space.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really it. That's great. So that's what happens. It doesn't just float.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Interesting. I'm sorry. That's what I'm picturing it in my head right now.
Yeah, no, they just sink like if they were in, plane. Was it just?
Interesting. Mind you, do you know there's so much junk in space?
I did not know that.
It's a whole thing. I don't think it's called space junk. It's called something else. But
like trash, or
because of all the robots and things that we've thrown in the air, not thrown in the air, Jesus Christ, sent off to space. Yeah. It just stays there and literally just stays and goes into orbit. Sometimes it doesn't. But there's like a good amount of garbage. That's just hopefully it really is a testament to how garbage we are as humans, that we have our own garbage in space.
Floating. Hopefully it doesn't come back to kill us one day,
Yeah, but that's a whole thing. There's a bunch of garbage.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. We suck. Guys, come on, we gotta come up with a different.
Oh, we totally fucking suck.
We gotta come up with something.
I wish I would have been
money.
Like a frog.
A frog.
Yeah, frogs are way better than humans. All animals, really.
I co-sign that. I co-sign that. Yeah. All right. What is there anything else you want to say before we get out of here? No. Any last words?
I think just
tap into my show.
Yeah, watch whatever the fuck I do. Follow me on Instagram. Send me love. If you like to have anything other than love, then don't follow me because I'm going to continue to annoy you. And yeah.
So before we do go, I just like for all my guests to kind of pass the torch to somebody. So if there's somebody in the industry who you think should be on our show next, we'll try our best to reach out to them and get them on the show. It could be a friend. It doesn't have to be like
it might be my friends would be cool. My friend DG, she's a Colombian music artist, and I can see her wanting to do this.
Hey, bring her on. Look, you heard it. We're going to get you.
She's a good time. She's fun.
DG? Is that just?
DGiana. Yeah.
DGiana. Come on the show.
Also from the great state of Jersey.
Instagram one more time and we out.
My Instagram is at Dariany Santana. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming, taking time out your busy schedule to
I know. I literally have a
You
baby.
know.
Guys, I literally have a baby foot under here. I came from a fucking pool, but I'm here.
No. I really do appreciate that 100%. And I'm not just saying that to you. I tell everybody that because like you could be anywhere else, but you're here right now. You know, pay me a visit on the show, all that type of stuff.
Of course,
So,
it's all up.
all right. So like I always say, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like, share, comment. F what y'all talking about. Because over here we mouthing out. Peace.